도치제 싸워지 장애이 달롭진디 가르레 시와이나 다 현주대 통도아 Reproduction in Animals Reproduction in Animals 라디 간주 조시디 디레다 다 지나 Reproduction 라디 현주기 찍디 간이 고요르베 라나로아 아니 진다 딤바다 진다 톡바다 던주 나로라 The criteria for the living organism 라지 그 living 임바이나 아니 차긴 카르카르 참고르베 미스 그린 나로니 차긴 찍디 reproduction 차되고 라 데미기 movement 요레스 living thing이나 growth 요레스 고 respiration 치고레스 아니 고 nutrition 치고레스 고 excretion 치고레 라와나 치고장 reproduction is one of the significance to show that something is living organism, something is living, something is organism. 딘데 짐바 직도에라 나저기 criteria 나로네 직차되고. That's now what is reproduction? 레마레. Production 지단이 produce, 라 produce or production 나나 something is being made from there. Something is being made. 지금 좀 소다 직네마 she produce relada sorta nema chala dinde product dinde ma produce relawana swebare ladro reproduce lana yanggyor sweba ladir chi kodwa so see di pardon jor sigda shimidang shimtu ani jiudang jiugi tuguche ani wala anjogi unicellular organism dinde che dine wala anjogi 아니 하이드라체 되는 망고다 올라서 So what is reproduction? How do we define reproduction? So reproduction or procreation creator ladra 직딩 껴봐보 라나 지고장 create 라나 something which we made so procreation 양나 직 breeding 도서 이게 직 다우다우래 돈 상마 So reproduction is a biological process. Ding anzugi it's relate to bio or biological it relates to living organism. The process which is happening or done by the living organism. It is a biological process by which dindiki biological process na kharchigorebe in which new individual organism yangna offspring new individual organism lana kende sokcha savachik ngazugida pu mina baby lera baby child lera dinne jigoja sokcha savachik lana baby jik yana chik shana jik offspring are produced dindigi baby donzo sogores baby chungores baby chagores kani chagore from their parents Telang anzugi chik reproduction ler. Parents no khande chungre. They are also produced. They are also produced from their parents. Dukshi je species chik ma species lana dinde gi sokcha gi naloni gi ra rik chik. Sokcha rik chik, chishing rik chik. Dinde gi rik di ra penchana mi rik ne bar chela. Ngaranzu gi ne ma chije pugu ngaranzu pugu kigora kesi didi species if the species to be extinct species zo chela chagen yashujik di reproduction di kasona species zo dur kajenini reproduction nalola pugu sawa chawa ngama phamani pugu sawa ma chawa na telanganzu reproduction leidwa so reproduction mewana phamani pugu ma chana 미기 저와 미기 스피시스 딘데디기 소차 디리디 가도 칼리갈 메바차도라 so reproduction is the fundamental feature of all non-life yes anything which is a living must undergo reproduction which is a very basic feature that need to be followed for a species to exist. So, each individual organism exists as a result of reproduction. Yes. 재상 결혼 간이 중월에 I was given birth by my parents lera nga phama ni chungwa res phame phamada ya tu ni dura so reproduction di khecham bu chade gore and is a very fundamental feature criteria which is there for the organism to say living ji himba na kola sok yoba na ko reproduction chedi ku fundamental process chade gore whether it is an animal whether it's a plant chibuji gyare tachinaro nga zo khartaglana tasi modes of reproduction nana types of reproduction lagir so reproduction nalo langa zo gi yeba chewa na yeba ni thole che yorelar so the first thing is sexual reproduction and the next is asexual reproduction tachina sexual reproduction na condition lagol na it is a types of reproduction lana khalagore production of new individuals are born are produced as a result of two parents are involved in there sexual reproduction production of new individual from two parents these two parents are male and female dindidelang phamani le dubshagyo sokcha sabachik dubai dindidelang sexual reproduction che so asexual reproduction na production of new individual or offspring from single parents phama chingni ani reproduction chunguduna only male yana only female khar chungudune dindes phama chingni new individuals mangbuji chunguduna ra delanga jo khala golana asexual reproduction lagrelar some modes of reproduction yewani sexual asexual sexual reproduction there is an involvement of two parents asexual reproduction there is involvement of single parents ne puma ke gores reproduction happens penashana ribong ni ne punjidang pomojing ne ribong gi pu chungya sexual reproduction planaria is a tiny or small and early life multicellular organism jigre ko planaria le ngama chungsha yogi da simje da chungjung ningba jigre sang planaria chigni we get 3 planaria chigdi azugi ma kopshe thepchero reproduction gi asexual reproduction doche and we get 3 planaria some single parents involved and two parents involved kala shisha che we classify the reproduction sexual asexual so what is sexual reproduction in animal if we are going to learn more about the sexual reproduction in animal see so sexual reproduction in animal ladu dingama gi definition dala I told you there is a involvement of two parents ni involvement yolara human parents ni that is male and female but samgi it is not necessary that the reproduction will happen production of new individual will happen pudang pomo male female but samgi reproduction 중에 mares chena 부 포모 가리 부 포모 nenga dikharla nalar here sexual reproduction nalola the process in which male and female gametes fuse together dinde chasuna now this is called sexual reproduction not just a male and female is necessarily to reproduce so the main thing is the male sex cell sexual reproduction la male the female the khala wala na male gametes or male sex cell pu nalo ne ani suppose human being is na it is the sperm which is produced from the male and it is the egg which is there in the female some korang is so fused when they meet together that such that there is a very high probability or high chance of having a baby, having a new individual. That is called sexual reproduction. Merely, yoba tsamgi, pudang pomo yoba tsamgi, ngazu sexual reproduction gi kobadi, lenturelan lentueyo mares. So, dinalo karolana involvement of male and female gametes when they fuse together. That time we called it. This can be more precise and depth definition for the sexual reproduction 차트에 요리 삼고들아. Okay. 전에 sexual reproduction 기 된다 쓰다. Process in which male and female gametes या나 gametes लना चिक शनजी खालावरे sex cell fuse together to form new individual is called sexual reproduction. नेगा दिदी 차디라. ताचना dinjegi process in which male and female gametes fuse together. Male and female gametes come together. That is known as fertilization. ता चिक 망보직 Lization ZASTION 팅에도 SATION 망부직 나로라 FERTILISATION and fertilization 되나 딘데 팅에도라. So fertilization is the fusion, yani meeting of male and female gametes. 나가죠 임바 human animals 나로라 male gametes is the sperm, 아니 female gametes is the egg, yani ovum. 아니 plants 나로이나 male gametes the pollen grain, female 나 랑자레 ovum 랑자레. ता 딘데기 cell 로가니 male sex cell and female sex cell when they fuse together, they become a single cell. 코랑이 single cell 직차돌. 딘데기 single cell 데라 we called it zygote. So how do we define zygote? Zygote is a cell formed as a result of fusion and male-female. Fusion of male and female gametes is called zygote. Male gametes tang female gametes korangi fuse chije. Ani cell sawa chik chadur. Nyama cell logani ora fuse chije cell sawa chik chadure dindi cell sawa dela cell kang chik dela we called it zygote. Zygote di ya develop chije. Zygote will develop. So embryo. Dinema embryo la tsigdiler. Embryo lana dishekandi kelana is the early stage of human development. Ta suppose in human being is na ta di zygote di formation ngajo jeni detail jangir de thanangi neka bringa in the mother's womb or uterus. Uterus nalola ta zygote di develop chadura. Develop chadeyo kapsugi ni dunda ni sum dindigi jela there is a formation of embryo. So embryo is the early stage of human development in which organs that are critical body structures are formed. The embryo ki thisu dela khajo ngama zygote na cell chigro. Cell dia khali pelge doche gyage doche ro. The human ki development gozo gorda. Tinde development gozo we thisu kapski ni body ki structure di khali ma thön lig do na. Go sopta dang lakwa dang supu dang dinde thön na. That is the embryo. And tamadela we have fetus. Fetus is the stages of development of the embryo. Embryo di yang ya khali dunda ngas phame nalo ta tawa for generally it is 9 months. You stay inside your parents' womb or uterus na degora di thuju gi nalo gi embryo gi development gi stage grace fetus di. Di gi nalo khachi gola na in which the body parts were able to identify in the womb of the mother. The tindegi amegi ni womb gi amegi womb nanglola ra ni amegi khokpa nanglola nganju gi kharhagu la na andine khasere ema thanede subuna scan in the chijera we are able to identify now this is the head, this is the finger, this is the khasere leg, this is the nose. Tindegi tuju dela that time the tujugi embryo dela we called it fetus layer. And after that the baby will born and it is called baby, right? So ding azugi sexual reproduction alola tik kochwe mangbochi development mangbochi chadeor. The basic the fertilization where sperm and the ovum, the male gametes and the female gametes, which is ovum or egg, they meet together, they fuse together. The fertilization. As a result of fertilization, a single cell is formed, which is known as a zygote. Then we have embryo and fetus. So embryo ki development is there. 19 to 21 days, then 44 to 48 days. Kali embryo ni so fetus chai ki dumdo. So this is the fetus. The young azugi embryo ki development di part do chade or. Okay, that's now what is this? Right? What is this like the theory? So, in order to reproduce, in order for the sexual reproduction to happen, we have male and female. So, in the male, for the reproduction to happen, we have reproductive organ, right? Male reproductive organ. So these are male reproductive organ. Tadi male reproductive organ ki sabta chigrati. The korang la label your. You should know the diagram and you should be able to label all these things. Ta penne shashana tangshe di kandelra seminal vesicle las dumdo. Ding anjigirwa ani gallbladder di chadewar. Dinima chijira ani uterine lan kanga jigdo. That is from the kidney nema lenge di che. Vast different. Did you see a vast different? Vast different is nothing, or we can also call vast different as a sperm duct. Sperm dosagilamga. Vast different the origin the khanirelena we have testes or testicle. So testicle ni ore, vast different ni ore. So from each testicle through the vast different, the sperm is following through the penis, urethra gyndor. Dindegi testis, tonso dige stored chilogi outer pakpa delang anjo scrotum. And dindegi suppose this testis ki anjo khachilen lega cho dinga manganjo gi lopche reaching the age of adolescence nalola testis ki khar chilana it will release the male gametes, which is the sperm, and also the male hormone testosterone the sugidwa. The sperm from testis it flows through the vas deferens and through the urethra. The urethra na wake up, so it need to protect the sperm from the uric acid. Ngazu chimba the uric acid ra. Nyamdo chimba the acid imba it will destroy the sperm. And also sperm the dinama eject chelara, it need to travel in a very high speed. This speed dindela acid nema protection chidu we have prostate gland now this is the structure of the male gametes, male reproductive system. So see, male reproductive organ male reproductive organ include pair of testes, singular himsona, this is called testis. So since there is a two pair, it is called testes, and two sperm duct or vas different and a penis the yorelar male reproductive organ alola. The testes produce the male gametes called sperm. Testes ki lega dikhala na, it will produce the male gametes. Sperm the produce. Millions of sperm are produced by the testes. Dindegi testes nalone sperm produce hangsa million mangbo produce. Even single drops of sperm contain lots and lots of sperm cell. Dine mangbo shiuji yor leda. Okay. That the competition re. This is the survival for fittest ki tizure. Out of many sperm which entering through the female vagina, female unia, so it is usually say that one sperm survive among all, it will fuse with the egg. We are very blessed. Actually, we are very blessed. We are born as a winner. Winner out of many cells, out of many sperm, the current form is sperm win the race and you are born. Okay, so the next topic the data in the female reproductive organ in human gi female reproductive organ di khanderesha lejura. So see, usually male reproductive organs are laid outside the body, whereas females reproductive organ are they're inside the body so bugi nanglo la yo der just in a female reproductive organ nanglo la if we look at the diagram dina tawana nga ju gi chashi khar khar thongul na ra first thing is pair of ovary near pair of ovary do and the ovary gi khar chi na lega dirwa it will release egg nga ju gi as we learn in the chapter reaching the age of adolescence gi nalo nga ju kharta wala na as we reach the age of adolescence as we reach the period of puberty ki tuzu lewe kapsura and these ovaries start releasing egg into the fallopian tube the egg the release chije ko path khana tulana it will stay inside the fallopian tube nalo ko de digir the fallopian tube dikhalena it is the place or the position where the sperm first meet the egg fertilization chungsa the fallopian tube nalo chungor chasa then we have fallopian tube che and we have uterus so uterus dikhalena it is the place where the baby grown up the fertilization chungsa shugula we called there is a zygote formation jela there is an embryo will be there embryo jela we called ani fetus lara so the development of baby develop chisa gi position jorata subu nalo phama gi thogo nalo la that we usually call it phame khokpa ler phokpa so that is nothing but uterus nalo la the baby starts growing over there channel as well ovary produce female gametes called ova yana eggs so in human being nalo la single majored egg is already there since the birth of a female imbachamgi there is a female sex cell egg is there at the age of puberty nalola this egg get matured chadura so mature chadu they are released into the oviduct or fallopian tube dina release chigir every one times a month tawa re nalola pair of ovary nalone alternative in by nere chijera fallopian tube nalola egg re tus release chidi grelar the dinde gi egg di release chi de gopso ta kharchire nganzu gi subu nalola there are other hormones also hormones mangbo yora estrogen especially in the female the hormones is estrogen so as a result of estrogen di kyangi puberty tuzula ya release chiwar ta che khachila na the ovary start releasing egg into the fallopian tube as well as uterus nalo khachire now uterus prepare a uterus lining blood layer dinde blood layer dinde uterus lining cheje uterus lining chai ko di gyumje kalena it is to provide nutrients for the growing embryo develop chigyo dela nutrients te gichedu and dinde gi uterus lining digala blood layer mangboji rangsing gi ligi relar that happens inside the uterus ta kesi during that time period tawa gi di nalo dela if fertilization happens if the male gametes meets the female gametes dinde chisona now the our uterus is already prepared to nurture this developing embryo developing the nutrients te thati yorwa if in case tawa di nalola if the sperm does not enters if the sperm does not fuse with the egg down sperm diffuse machisona this uterus lining will shut down chidu then that part is the chapter called menstruation which you already studied in the reaching age of adolescence so like the sperm the egg is also a single cell that didi yan nenga chawar mi mangbujigla every human is not born as a very natural chijera and born chayo mangas dige some are born with defect penetration in the case of women if woman's oviduct is blocked lata kapla dinde chungsira ani the fallopian tube of the woman in the reproductive organ the block hinsona now the egg will not go it will not pass into the fallopian tube khajin fallopian tube the block chadeora so in this case ra ani ngama tuzule mana technology development chukchom midura ani we can say in promote the puge mindula nedang charura but these days tang anjugi even though the oviduct is blocked ra anjugi ya scientific development la tachira we can also let the women to give birth khajin uterus dini uterus lining dini mutini proper function chigore chene pugu store chegi nuba yore the nuba di country sulana we have this IVF method IVF ladira in vitro fertilization ladira that this is somewhat related to test tube baby ladira the test tube baby na chi chade gorda so the country chungolana thangshu de la step de la sita the detail the chang mar de imene just for the introduction ra stimulation of ovaries thangshu inject tire you have to take vaccination cup mesa de chijera di khachena female gi ovary de la stimulate chi ovary la stimulate chi sa yeshugula khachena now ovary will start releasing egg the egg the doctor da dunjigira egg retrieval from ovaries ne ma egg tinger and also male gametes sperm from the male the malingira the lenche in khachir fertilization of egg now happens in the lab nalo chungur ra lab nalo fertilization chungure the chungse shugula embryo culture the embryo is led to develop unko freezing excess embryos la din ta ko condition mangboji wala ra thamadala 3 to 5 days nalo khachire this developed embryos ra is now inserted into the uterus nalo insert chadur uterus na insert chadur de ta so di khalana oviduct the block ima songza ra oviduct na fuse chimatu the fuse di subuchilo chi in this fuse chasa gyo gi embryo di ra ani oviduct na ma release nalo le lu shadi ma uterus na lu shadi now the baby will start developing into the uterus and there is a pregnancy symptoms will show tukchi jera yang anjugi women's oviduct the block ina dinde gi method dinde yor tadine fertilization la nang anjugi chik deshi gatsemba fusion of male and female gametes that is the sperm cell and the female gametes the anjugi egg relara so the fertilization korang gangla ra yang anjugi tawana yewacher internal fertilization external fertilization yes there is a fusion of male and female gametes the inside the body of the female or fertilization if it take place outside to yawani cheswa internal fertilization ladira it involvement of supun nanglola involvement of fusion of male and female gametes inside the female body the internal fertilization che external ana the vice versa opposite charura the involvement of fusion of male and female gametes outside female body gi chilola fuse chagoda body nanglola fuse chagoma and the koni kebar chembo harulna internal fertilization na chance of survival of the offspring are more khachinana it is being well protected subu nanglola fertilization chungchadu ngajigi it is well protected chiloni nature gi lungbu gyani chedang simje shanda gi saada dinde shukchemo danger shukchemo yo marwa imene external fertilization chungwe di khachugolana there is a less chance of survival ngajigi ta evolution nalo le keje shesonerwa survival fetus la di penyungyu chazar khain senarwa ek di chilo subu chilo release chisadu this might be eaten up by the other living organisms chandani sasire lungbu gyaje ek donzo kitosire ra chugi leche ek donzo kitosire the kind of chemicals in the persire so very less chance of survival is there in the case of external fertilization dinde gi result imba songjanwa ta internal fertilization da external fertilization gi pejun shada penjana for example human being is ona it is of course internal fertilization ra chezang mi nalola debla any fusion yonga la ra chik dile mangshe suppose maybe two a twins chiki ra mangbu shumidwa one egg and one sperm meets ra in the external fertilization uzunalola since the survival of the survival fetus is very low chance ra chance the new shiu de khachu wala na once the egg is released, egg 항상 게 망보지 release jugor. 가지는 망부 시우 release 지워나라. 디 나로니 suppose egg get release 지수나 frog 기라. 갸 나로니 납주 or 니짱아 might survive 레마레. 제상 망부 시우 release 차고래라. 네. 다 백박이 suppose this internal fertilization the external 되네. 백박이 다 공화 release 지도 female 기 if they release the egg, so male will come and release the male reproductive male gametes on it. ngazu chu dinde nalo la tawana dinde do yorta konga 백박이 konga egg release igodi. In the case of human da dinde na yusuna, it is the internal fertilization subu nalo chungje development 상마 nalo la chungudwa. Okay, duk chijira tang 얘기 가르쳐 올렸나. We are the survival. 간주 상마 무보 망보지 I don't know, but 망보지로 gave up. They already gave up. They are saying I can't do it later. 얘기 삼로당 소나 through the reproduction and 삼로당 소나로 we are all champions by bone. 간주 상마 계획값이라 we are all winners. 가지는 the sperm through which we were born. Out of many nalonera, this sperm actually meet with the egg of the mother. Remember, 제상 안주 되게 차라. 디네마선상 everybody should feel proud for themselves and they should feel like they are the winners. They you should not give up easily. like the Okay.